Hello, it's Richard at Richard's Guitars, and we're going to continue some of our sort of basic principles in guitar theory, building blocks to helping you hopefully navigate your way through guitar playing for the rest of your life. And in order to make these building blocks work for you, I have to stick true to my belief that what I'm showing you will make more sense to you and help you more by doing it in a certain order, even if I'm dying just to show you some nice chord progressions. I've just been working on some really lovely stuff, and but you know, it's that instant gratification thing again, and I've just got to stick true to my feelings on this. Okay, so if you're in it for the long haul, stick with me, because this is stuff that is so important for you, and it's only going to be a matter of a lesson or two, and it's all going to get very interesting. So, and there'll be people dropping into those lessons going, oh, I haven't got a clue what he's doing or how he's doing. You're going to be sitting there going, wow, this is so easy. And I hope that a couple of the videos I've shown you already have helped you progress at a pace that hopefully I've already demonstrated that you know, it helps us to hang in there. And I'm here for you as well. Absolutely anything that you don't understand, I'm here to help. You'll see I've been answering comments in the videos. I've been completely overwhelmed by the reaction from people, so thank you for that. And so let's move on. Let's get straight into it. Well, I know that I have shown you the diatonic scale, the major scale along one string, and I've shown you how to split that up, and I've helped you understand where that scale comes from, the tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. I've given you the principle of how to move it across different strings. So today I just want to formulate that a little bit more solidly, probably show you a scale that a lot of you have seen before, but maybe put a little twist on it as well, and maybe give you a little bit of insight that you may not have otherwise maybe known toward the end of the video as well, for a little bit of an add-on for anyone that's thinks they've seen it all before, sort of thing. So let's do it. What we're going to do is we're going to do the major scale. Rather than playing the major scale all along one string, which is completely dull, pretty useless most of the time, we're going to learn how to play the scale across the strings. I just looked down at my monitor to see my gratuitous product placement of the day. Look at that. How incredible is that? So that is it's called a duality, chord X700. Rather nice. Okay, so that's product placement out of the way. C major scale. We're going to do C major scale. So why do we do the C major scale? So we haven't ever talked about this. Quite often you will see examples and diagrams quite often in the key of C, and I will use it all the time for referencing. It just so happened in the first video, the major scale that I created, because it was convenient, started from an E. So that would have been the E major scale. But what we talked about was that framework can shift and start from any point. So if you want to start from an F and move those relative intervals up, same map, it's now an F major scale. So today we're going to do a C major scale. So what that means is we're going to start from the note C, which is here at the 8th fret. If you want to know where the 8th fret is, it's between the dots. You've got the 7 and the 9. Okay, so if I look down, I can quickly work out where, again, if you're a complete newbie, look at the dots on your fretboard. Quite often it will be 3, 5, 7, 9 and 12. So they're not there for fun, they're there to guide you. So 3, 5, 7, 9, 12, generally speaking, that's what you'll see on the top of the fretboard. So the C, the note C is right there on the 8th fret. So put your finger in the gap between the between the 7th and the 9th fret, between the two dots, and use your second finger. Okay. Now the reason why you're going to put your second finger down here is I don't want to spend too much talking about how we're chopping the scale up, but I will discuss it a little bit, just briefly, because we've covered it in the second video, right? How to chop up scales and map them across the strings. But we are going to talk about it a bit now, so let's whiz through this now. So we're going to start on our second finger. We're going to start on our second finger because we're going to do what we call a 1 finger per fret method. Okay, the first finger is going to cover all of the notes that occur here. The second finger is going to cover everything that happens here on the 8th fret. The third finger is going to cover everything that occurs on the 9th fret, and the little pinky is going to cover everything that occurs at the 10th fret. Okay, so this is what I'd call good practice, good kind of conforming, standard to be doing. I'm not using the right words, but you know what I mean. This is good, adopting good technique. Okay, one finger per fret at this point. To start with the second finger, I don't want to see any of this, is what I mean. I don't want to be seeing you doing this. Okay, one finger, not doing this. That might be the most intuitive thing for some of you right now. If it's you, stop it, because it's lazy. And it might feel easy right now. Just like I said before, lots of things can seem easier, so you gravitate towards them. The trouble is with taking the easy route, it becomes the sloppy route. It's easy to learn a song, easier just to learn a song than it is to learn some of the theory sometimes. But you'll be playing that song forever and nothing else, because you won't know how to play anything else. So sometimes the longer route, a little bit of effort, a little bit of time spent will pay off dividends. I promise. So let's start with the second finger. For me, okay, second finger, 8th fret. This is the C major scale. Just so that you know what it's going to sound like. You should know, but this is, because major scale by now, you should know what it sounds like. And we're going to go up 2 octaves, so we're going to start again here. Spot the wrong note. Okay, so let's start. C major, 8th fret. Why are we going up to the 10th fret here? This is some of the stuff we're going to quickly nip through, okay? If you were sitting here now, I'd be asking this question, why are we going there? Why are we going there? You should be shouting this at me now, it should be obvious by this point. Tone, we want to go up a tone. Now, I'm going to go straight to there. And when I say there, the 7th fret on the A string, okay? 7th fret, A string, okay? Well, it sounds right, but the reason it sounds right is because we go root, tone, tone. Tone would take us up to the 12th fret, but it's outside of the scale pattern that we want to use. Okay, so we've gone root, tone, what would be a tone here, and going over the last video, we know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down by 1, there's the same note. Okay, it's all because of the way the strings are tuned on the guitar, because of the 4th interval tuning between the strings. We discussed it all in the second video, so you can see the importance of practicing or learning what has been shown before to understand the concepts we're talking about now. So let's whiz through this, and because we're going to apply all the same principles all the way through the strings. So you can you could be teaching this yourself using the principles I showed you before. But I'm going to show it you, and you can look at it in the diagrams as well, because the diagrams will help make sure that you're doing it right. So root, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. I'm not going to chop up every string and tell you exactly, because it's the same thing every time. So please, I can't stress how important that is. So let's go again. Root, tone. What's more important is the fingers. Tone, first finger. Semitone, second finger, tone, little finger, tone, first finger, tone, third finger, and little finger for the 4th. That for the last note. Okay. So same note as where we started, and that's really, really important. You get this literally under your fingers. We will look at a bit of picking, maybe even next time, because obviously different people, different levels, but I'll quickly mention. I use a system, a technique called speed picking. Okay, So it simply means that whenever I skip strings, I go in the direction of the next string down, as a rule, okay? So you go down, up, so that's, okay? That is standard picking. And some people pick up and down whatever they're doing all the time. I use something called speed picking, which simply means down, up. Now because I'm crossing down to the next string, I go down, okay, up, down, and now the next string is on the down, is on the next string down, so I do another down, up, down. If I carried on, I'd be doing another down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Every time I cross a string, I'm allowing the plectrum to fall or pull up toward the string I'm going up to. That's something that we'll cover in another lesson, I think, in a bit more detail. But just to give you a quick reason why, if you are doing things called, there are things called arpeggios. The last thing you want to be doing, is going up and down when you want to go. Hopefully that sounds all right. 25 years since I've done that. But the point being is, your finger, your direction of the plectrum just needs to fall naturally towards the string you're going to. So as you do more advanced techniques or advanced things you want to play, if you want it to sound smoother and running through. So for example, if I played using this scale that we're doing now, I'm going to play some notes now in the scale that we're learning right now. I love that. Now, for me to play this note, I have to run through. The plectrum runs through the notes. Going up and down will just be far too difficult. So let's come back to the major scale. So root, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Now we're going to carry on up the scale to the next area here, so the next octave up. Root, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. All of that is in the diagram that we are showing you above one of my shoulders. Now I'll make sure that the finger positions are also shown in the diagram, so that'll be the other thing. So that finger placement will be there. I'll make sure that's very clear for you, so you've probably been watching that the whole time I've been doing this video, so that will make it a lot clearer. But really the essence of today's lesson is really just to get the major scale in that one position down, and use some of the logic that I have given you. Get a scrap piece of paper, because even though today we have learnt that shape here, go and get a scrap of paper with the print off a fretboard diagram and start making your own scales, because you know the tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone rule, and you also know how to split the strings, split the scale across the strings. So you could be experimenting with this on your own. But for those that haven't done the experimentation, I am giving you some more specific scales, diagrams, and at least you know where they come from. Okay, so this is the major scale. I hope that helps, and again, in the notes below, please tell me if anything did or did not make sense, and you know I'm here for you. I have a kind of, in the old days when I used to teach privately, I had a kind of a sort of, a bit of a mantra, if you like, and if you've got this far, you'll hopefully benefit from this. When someone learns to play the guitar and they give up, they often say, I wasn't cut out for it, I just wasn't cut out for it, and it was just too complicated, it was too hard. And quite often, certainly if it was a pupil of mine, I would look at that as a real failure on my part. And it's a failure on the tutor's part, more so than the person learning. Because it's up to the tutor to make everything accessible and understandable. And if you can understand it, you're not going to find it too difficult. So it really is a case of making it understandable for you. And in order to make it understandable for you, I've got to know where you're struggling. So you tell me where you're struggling in the comments below, and what will happen is I will be able to create lessons that form from the questions that are most commonly prevalent in those comments boxes below. Okay, so please get commenting. Stuff that you don't understand, things you can't get your head around, and I'd be really interested to hear from some of the complete beginners, the ones that are using this video as the first time introduction, and have maybe been following the first 2 videos as well, because it's those people that I don't want to lose. I want to make sure that the people who are starting out are going to stick with it, and it's really important. So tell me if you're getting a bit dulled, if you're getting a bit bored. Come on, Rich, let's see some music. Or hey, oh no, it's great, Rich. I'm learning a lot. I'm fine. Just stick with it, Rich. We'll stick with you. So just let me know, because I'm intrigued to know. Okay, thank you very much. I think that will do us for today. We've nearly covered our 25 minutes, and I'll see you soon. Okay, thanks very much as always. Yeah, cheers. Bye. Bye.